Welcome to the Health Coach Nation podcast. My name is Hailey Rowe, and I'm a sales and marketing coach and LinkedIn lead generation service provider. I work with health, life, and mindset coaches and online service-based business owners to help them get more sales, shift their time to the client-generating activities instead of just the busy work, and overcome that social media overwhelm. Let's get into the show. Hey, Health Coach Nation. If you're a coach, a wellness professional, or a beauty practitioner, you know how important it is to protect your business while growing your impact. That is where Alternative Balance comes in. Alternative Balance is a membership-based group that provides liability insurance and essential business resources to help you feel confident and secure in your work. Whether you're just starting out or you're scaling up your business, their coverage and benefits like marketing tools, business growth webinars, and 5-star customer service are all designed to help you thrive. I highly recommend checking them out. I've even interviewed them on the show before. Go to alternativebalance.com to learn more and get coverage that fits your business needs. Lisa Ryan, she is an amazing certified personal trainer. She's a health coach. She's a dancer. She's an athlete. She's all the things. She's amazing. And I'm really excited to interview her today about her business journey. Her and I got to work together in private coaching. And Lisa, I'd love for you to share a little bit about what made you interested in health and wellness and what got you into your current business.
Absolutely. So like you just said, I'm a fitness and nutrition coach, and I specifically work with dancers and moms. I have been a dancer my entire life, so about 14 years going now. I started when I was 8 years old, and directly after high school, I moved to New York City and was training professionally and reached the point where I was like, what can I do to further my dance career and also help take care of my body as an athlete? And I really started getting into Pilates and strength training and fell in love with that. Growing up, I had never really been to the gym, and I found the importance of it and wanted to start sharing that, specifically with dancers, but anyone that's nervous to go to the gym, which I know is a huge thing nowadays. So I fell in love with learning how to fuel your body, take care of yourself. I struggled with body image for years and binge eating, and so I wanted to kind of find a solution around that, simplify all the stressors we have in life about health, and that led me to getting my dual certifications in personal training and nutrition coaching.
Wow, that is awesome. And I find that most health and wellness professionals get into it because they had their own challenges and things that they had to face, and now they want to help people. So kudos to you for that. And one of the things that I would like to start with is just kind of hearing about, you decided you wanted do more in your business, and a couple of this, we worked together quite a few months ago, but tell me a little bit about what were you experiencing before coaching that led you to seek out business coaching? Like what kind of things were you not loving in your business or having a hard time with, things like that?
For sure. So when I first started out, I really never knew I wanted to start a business. I kind of went the corporate route and was at a gym, but I wasn't having the freedom and the financial ability and just the life that I wanted to live. I was your typical person working like 50, 60 hours a week and was burnt out. And I was like, this is not what I want for my future. So I started the business, and everyone was like, you need a website, you need to post every day, you need an LLC, you need business cards. And I was like, great. So I got all of those together, did nothing about them, put a website out there, would put videos of me working out. Nothing was happening for about a month, which I know doesn't seem like a long time, but I was like, what am I doing? How do I even run a business? And that's when I reached out to you, because I knew the end goal, but I had no idea how to get there. I had very vague images in my head or tools, and none of them were leading me to any results. But after working with you, I have confidence in saying, this is my brand. This is what I offer. I have experience now with clients to say, I know how to get you to your results. And I'm excited to help people because it's no longer just, I'm a trainer, come work with me. I have a very unique approach that I've built into the fitness and health world. And so getting to share that with others, helping them fit health and wellness into their life, not changing who they are, but just taking my approach to fit into who they are as a person.
I love that. That's amazing. So you were kind of experiencing, okay, I'm hearing all this noise. I need a website. I need to post. I need to do blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And you were doing them, and you're a very hard worker. I've seen how hard you work, but you weren't seeing the results with that. So tell me a little bit about kind of through our coaching, where you are now and some of the wins maybe that you accomplished.
Yeah. The first biggest takeaway I got, which this seems so basic and not like it would be a huge win, is really knowing who I am and what I'm offering. I tried to fit under every box when I first started and was so scared to niche down because I was like, I'm going to lose people. But when I filled out, this is what I offer, this is the type of people I want to work with, it really cleared up what balanced is, what the approach is, and what the programs are. It took some stress off of me because I was no longer trying to be everyone and everything. And I got to just be Lisa, and I got to just run balanced, and it made the program and the business much stronger. So that was the first win. Also, just learning, kind of touching off of that, you don't have to do everything. So marketing for me was always the headache. I was like, I don't want to post again. I don't want to have to constantly reach out to people. And I remember you telling me, you were like, you don't have to then. Like, just like I tell my clients, do what works for you. I need to run a business in a way that feels natural and organic for me. And I never wanted to be the person that was constantly on social media every single day. So I've dimmed it down. I post 3 to 4 times a week, but I'm very active on my story. I'm active with my followers. I reach out to them, but that's in a way that I enjoy doing. I'm building relationships. And to me, I just never wanted to be salesy. So a big win for me was just hearing someone say it's okay to be you. And so I think that's what I've taken into my coaching. So yeah, from that, I've grown from offering about 20 different things when we first started to I have my 3 main coaching packages, and I'm currently working on a 6-week virtual program. So building up those stepping stones in the business.
Yes, amazing. And what about sales? Like, one of the things I remember is you texted me one day and were like, I didn't think it was possible to sell something at this price, because I do remember looking at your website the first time and there was literally like 20 offers and I was like, and some were like $20. I'm like, what's going on? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's all part of the process. It's all part of the learning journey. And there's, people do different types of offers, and that's okay. But, I think you do sound so much more clear and confident. And when you're clear and confident, it's a lot easier to sell because you're,
yes.
So tell me about like maybe some of the either sales mindset shifts, sales you've gotten, things like that.
So starting out is definitely fear. I grew up, I don't want to say corporate, but very much both parents went to high school, went to college, started working. And so I just grew up in the mindset of you're going to get a salary. That is your salary. That's how life is. And I knew that's not what I wanted, but I didn't see another world where you could make more than like $5,000 a month. I was like, that just doesn't exist. And so when I started, in my mind, I kind of set that limit of this is the amount of money I'm going to make for the rest of my life. And going into it, I knew at gyms I worked at their hourly rate. And I was like, that's what I have to stick to. Like, I'm doing extra work now because I'm providing nutrition and wellness, not just the session, but I'll just keep the same rate. And the more I looked at it, I was like, I'm so tired and overworked because I pour my heart and soul into these clients. And I just felt like I was working 60 hours a week still, but not feeling rewarded necessarily. And then I remember friends and family and you were like, you put so much effort into the workout plans I make and the nutrition plans. I truly do personalize all of them. And communication's a big thing for me. My emails are like essays. And so I was spending so much time. And then I was just scared to accept that. I knew that I wanted people to invest into what I was offering because I was changing lives. I wasn't just offering a workout plan. And so to hear someone say you deserve more or you're working hard and you can get to this spot, I think it was just having the affirmation from someone. I had this limiting belief in my head my whole life that if I hit a certain salary mark or if I started the business, I checked the box and I wasn't allowing myself to grow or to see a different life, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. And right around like 7 weeks in coaching, I remember you had a 4K sale and a 10 session package also sell. And tell me a little bit about that experience for you. I mean, what do you think like changed for you that led to that?
So still like working with you for 7 weeks up to that, dialing down in who I am and what I'm offering. I felt very confident going into that discovery call. I knew her concerns before we even jumped on the call. And I was like, this is what I do. And I was so excited. I was like, I can help her. And I texted you and I was like, what do I say? What do I do? It was just so much like happy anxiety for that. And I mean, within 10 minutes into that phone call, we were just connecting on so many levels, talking about my backstory, her backstory. And I had a feeling it was going well. But the scary part for me is always, okay, this is the investment. I got to that part, said it. She was like, yeah, totally fine. I'm ready today to get started. And the way I was just like, okay, like I don't know how to react now. But I was excited. We ended the call. I mean, everything went through perfectly. And I texted you right away because I was like, this isn't real life. Like I'm dreaming right now. And from that moment forward, I knew that it was possible. And it really had nothing to do with the investment amount. It was someone trusted me and valued what I was offering. And that made me feel like the work I was putting in is being seen. And that is why I started Balance, is I want people to trust the process and trust that I'm going to get them to the end point. So it was just an all around moment of like, I'm building the life I want. This is possible. And people are going to be heard when they hop on a call with me.
Yes. And one of the things I really love about you is you are so proactive and so, for a younger person, I mean, I know you're not a child or anything, but you're a young woman who's crushing it. And you're like already like, I started a retirement fund. And like I just am like, oh, I love that because it's so much better to be proactive and thinking ahead and not letting yourself hit rock bottom before you waited to like reach out to a coach or get support. Like, I think your future is so bright because you take action in the moment. So what would you say to people who are maybe like, procrastinating or maybe hesitating getting a coach because they're like, I don't know. And kind of like, oh, it's not that bad. And like, do you think, actually, maybe this is something I also want to ask you. Like, did you hit a rock bottom that was like, okay, I'm signing up with a coach? Or were you like, I should probably look into this because I don't know about the trajectory. Like, yes. What kind of point were you at? And what would you say to people hesitating?
So for someone hesitating, first off, I would say embrace that. Like acknowledge that is who you are. That's a feeling you have. But that's part of the growth. Like for me, I was very hesitant and it had nothing to do with Hailey or your inner circle. It was just me being like, I'm stubborn. I'm going to do this myself. I've never seen anyone in my life have a coach. So that was just never something I knew was needed. So yeah, definitely embrace it, but then trust yourself. Trust that you will put the work in. Trust that your coach is there to guide you, and trust your gut. So as soon as I had my call with Hailey, I was like, something's different about her. I'm excited. I can see my future. I saw all these things clicking and lining up that when I had done calls with other potential coaches, I just felt uneasy. So if there's a coach that you connect with and it's just quite literally investment in the time that's scaring you, embrace it, but trust yourself. Take the journey and see the growth that happens from that. Because it will be something you'll look back and be like, why were you so scared to do that? Yeah. But as far as rock bottom, I don't think I hit rock bottom. Sometimes I'm a little dramatic. So I was thinking the world was ending and I was struggling and I was doing fine considering I was 2 months into starting a business. I was in a fine spot, but I'm very goal oriented and driven. And if I have a vision in mind, I will do what it takes to get there. So I kept thinking, I was like, do I want to try this for a year and just see what happens? And if no progress has been made in a year, then reach out to someone. Or do I want to take the time now at the start of my business, really learn what it means to run a business, making sure I'm set up for success and then work towards the rest of the goals? And to me, that just felt like the smarter decision to make at that moment. And now that I'm after coaching, it definitely was the smarter decision. So it wasn't rock bottom. It was really just, I don't know what I'm doing. And I feel like having someone getting me at least on the right foot to get started is going to lead me towards my goals and not just stalling for a year hoping it works out.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought up like if time is a concern, because one of the things that you did not do was like make excuses. You had I think like a Pilates training or something you had to go to for a couple days during our work together. And we just figured it out. We just said, we're going to pause those days and you go do that and have a great time. And when you get back, we resume. Like I think a lot of people think I can't start my business or start working with a coach until my schedule is, perfectly clear, or I finish up that training or that thing. And really it's a workable, just talk to your coach about it. It's a workable solution. And there's probably never like time is actually, what were you going to say?
I was say time. There's never time. I thought that too. I was like, fun fact, I'm a former Pilates certified now, but I had that training pop up 2 weeks into our coaching. And then I was like, after that, it chills out. And then a month later, I booked a dance gig and I was like, okay, so now I have a dance gig for 3 weeks. And so I constantly was like, I can work on a new program or I can work on posting after this ends. It never does. And like, sometimes that can be overwhelming because there's so many pieces to fit together. But for me personally, that's what I love. Like I make my schedule, I set aside the time, and I know I'll do the work. Like I am very organized. I write everything in the planner and I know I'll get it done, but it truly never slows down. You have to decide you want to run the business and you have to dedicate some time to it. Like it is a job still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. There's never going to be the perfect time. It's just figuring out how can you work it within your life. Just like your whole theme with your business is helping people with their health and wellness, fitting it into their current life.
Right.
Instead of dreaming of this time where they're going to have hours a day to work on their program and nutrition and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So one other question for you. I'm curious, what do you feel more confident in now when it comes to either like social media and using it or local marketing and leveraging that? Like, is there anything you feel more skilled at or more like clear on when you're going about those kinds of things?
One very small thing would be captions. My captions are still on the longer side. That's just, who I am. I like to give every detail. But I wasn't promoting or showing who I was. It was very much just here's a new workout or here's a recipe. And it was never like here's how this can help you, why this can help you. Are you feeling this struggle? And so I think learning how to actually showcase a pain point that clients are going to feel and know how to like talk to them through my posting instead of just putting a random video up. I've gotten more clear on the communication, how Instagram's my main platform, but how to use Instagram as a way to answer questions without actually talking to them, if that makes sense.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah. What about locally in your community?
Just more confident in general. I could be on the street or at a restaurant and someone will start talking to my boyfriend and I about work. And I'm like, well, I run Balance. And I'll just start on and on and on about the business. And it's no longer scary to be like, I run my own business. It's just confidence in who I am. But then I've also got many in-person events lined up for the fall. I actually have 3 in September with the same like company, but they accepted the application for all 3. And I go and I set up a booth and we've got some giveaways and some fun fitness challenges. So just eager to be in the community, and I'm not like hiding away in a shell anymore, but I see an opportunity and I'm like, I'm taking it. I do as much as I can. I will literally just put my name out there now.
I love that. Amazing. And is there anything else you want to share about like what you liked about coaching or resources in our private coaching, things like that?
The 24/7, maybe not 24/7, but the constant help and access to having a coach for me, I never really knew it was accountability I needed. And I don't want to say accountability. I definitely will get the work done and I will hold myself to the end, making sure that a task is done. But I overdo it sometimes. I have so many ideas and I will spend hours writing everything out, making it harder than it needs to be. So sometimes I would write out like a form or a document and send it to you. And I'm like, do I need to keep going? Does this look good? And you were like, no, that's perfect. Like, stop stressing yourself out. And so I think having someone there to show me that what I am doing is good enough and I can stop putting the pressure on myself to make everything perfect, because perfect does not exist. Having a coach there just to guide me of like, I would tweak this. And it was small fixes, just kind of fixing the mindset of, oh, everything in this is wrong. It was like, no, like, it's good. Just fix one word. So having someone there to just stop the pressure and make sure everything looked okay. But the resources, specifically with your coaching, there was an answer to everything. I mean, I literally could ask any question. And you were like, oh, yeah, here's a document for it. And I was like, great. And I would go through and read it, and there were worksheets. And so there was never a question left unanswered by the end of my 8 weeks with you. Like, it could be a 2 a.m. thought, Hailey's going to have an answer for it. And so I really appreciated there being constant help for even just random thoughts I had.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. So I love that. And yes, perfectionism can tap into business owners' lives and lead to a lot of delays. And so having somebody kind of say, wait, hold on, this is already great. It can be helpful sometimes. So what is next for you in your business, Lisa? Tell us a little bit more about what's Balanced with Lisa got going on.
Yeah. So first, I did mention some of those in-person events, just getting out in the community more to offer resources and just answering questions at just family-friendly events. I'm also going to be offering fitness classes specifically for dancers and moms at different dance studios that I work at. And part of what's coming in the fall is I'm hosting a monthly class, whether that's a core class with me, a strength class, or bringing in guest speakers and kind of doing a Q&A that's like health and fitness related. But I'll be starting a monthly drop-in class that people can experience my teaching style, my coaching, and what I offer. And then the big news is the 6-week virtual program I'm launching September 1st. It's called the Balanced Reset, and it's all virtual. You get workouts, nutrition planning, recipes, wellness guides. So every week you get 3 new guides for each of those pillars: fitness, nutrition, and wellness. And it walks you through one tip or one strategy to work on each week. So it's a habit building program at the end of those 6 weeks, aiming for sustainable habits that you can leave feeling like you have a better grasp on health, and it's not as stressful and it's more simplified. So yeah, just offering resources, and then anyone from there that's interested in coaching, they kind of get that segue, little sneak peek into my coaching programs.
I love it. Amazing. And anything you want to share about dance with the audience? Are you allowed to share what cool things you've been doing?
Yeah. So I just performed with Metropolis Productions. They're an entertainment company based out of Orlando, Florida. And they were part of the Mary Kay Summer Seminar and ended last week, actually. And it was in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is where I am based out of. So I got to perform in 3 of their routines, dance routines. One of them was a kick line that has been happening for 62 years. So That was a really fun tradition. But yeah, it was just 3 weeks of intense rehearsals, and then you're on stage. I got my hair and makeup done professionally, which was so cool to me. And just a really cool experience. Now, coming into that as a business owner, like but one of my big life goals is running a business, having balance, and also being a performer. And so the past 3 weeks, I kind of got to just live that dream. Wow. I was on stage in the morning, and I would come home and I would check in with clients. And I was like, so this is what I'm doing. And it was a really fulfilling opportunity.
That is so cool. I love that so much. That's awesome. Okay, so where can people connect? Oh, actually, can I ask you one more question about dance? Yeah. I'm curious, what has dance taught you about entrepreneurship? Because I used to be in the arts in high school and middle school and all the things, and go on auditions and get rejected and all the things. And I think it actually set me up for being stronger in entrepreneurship. But I'd love to hear your take on that. Like anything that dance has transferred over into entrepreneurship.
Yeah, definitely. Like you were saying, auditions, there's a certain level of grit that it takes to go professional in any part of the arts industry, and dance for sure. I mean, moving to New York at 19, getting cut from every single audition. It's like, why am I doing this? And you have to keep remembering your why, keep touching into why you want this to be in your future. Why are you doing this? And to continue to show up every day, go to class, continue rehearsing, you're mentally drained. And so it gives you a lot of willpower and confidence in yourself when you push through and you finally do get the results. I've booked multiple dance gigs now that I've moved back from New York. Starting the business, there is grit of I was in the hardest season when I met you. It's like, I just started this, nothing's happening. It's discouraging. I can't find people. And now that I'm like pushing through that, all of the hard work that I've done since I was 8 years old, just building up that mental willpower really plays a part. And I show up consistently every day, even when it's a hard day, even when I'm tired and I just want to go sit on the couch. I'm like, no, you can't do that. So it's built up that. It's also just a lot of the success comes from your own hard work. So I took dance classes every day, but if I didn't go home and practice dances or stretch or take care of myself, that affects how I showed up on stage and how I performed. So same in the business. If I'm not taking care of myself as a person, I can't show up for my clients the way that they deserve.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of your message. So any final tips you want to share with entrepreneurs who are maybe not feeling their best and they want to start feeling better so they can serve their clients better?
Biggest thing for me is organization and planning. And I know some people this sounds stressful when you start, but I literally write everything out in my, like a physical paper planner and different color codes. So every day, what I have to do, any meetings I have is one color. I take another color and write out, this is my exercise for the day. Is it the gym? Am I going on a run? Is it Pilates? A different color, what is my wellness for the day? Am I taking 15 minutes to read? Is it that I turn off my computer at 7 p.m. and I have to just go relax for the night? I make myself prioritize fitness and nutrition and wellness. And putting that in my planner, like it's a meeting. At 6 p.m. I'm cooking dinner. Like you have to go do it. So it forces you to follow your to-do list like you do for your own business, but it makes you do it for yourself. And eventually it becomes a habit. I've done that for a year and a half now. And I can't go a day without looking at the planner. Okay, what am I doing today? But it also simplifies it. If you can get all of the mess out of your mind and just write it down, it takes some of the stress also off of trying to figure everything out.
Yes, it's like we were meant to be. I do the same thing. And for anybody listening, if you want my free weekly planning system, it takes you through a process to like make your daily to-do list and all that kind of stuff. It's at haileyrowe.com/planning. But now Lisa also has a free gift for you and a couple cool things going on. So how can people connect with you, find you, check out your free gift, all the good stuff?
Yeah, so my main platform is Instagram, and it's going to be Balanced with Lisa is the handle for that. I have a free guide that I send out to all my new followers or anyone that's interested. It's the 6 essentials of training to get your body back without giving up your life. And with any follow, you can DM me or send me an email, and I will send you that guide right away. It also comes with some nutrition guidelines and recipe ideas just to give some quick snack ideas, especially for all those busy entrepreneurs out there. And if you don't have Instagram, same handle, balancedwithlisa.com is my website. And same thing, email, I'll send you that freebie. There's also the Balance Reset sign up is now live. So you can get started in that program and get on the wait list for when that launches. And for anyone listening here who wants to book a call with me, I am offering $500 off any of my coaching services. So after our call, if you are interested in a 3 or 6 month coaching program with me, you will get that $500 off as well.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, and I will talk to you soon.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to this podcast. And if it's really helpful for you, I'd really appreciate if you share it and or leave a written podcast review. This tells the podcast sites that our show is useful and it will be promoted to more people that way. Thanks again.